Number 40, Sam Palmatier. Number 44, Greg Fiction.
And welcome back to Milroy, Minnesota for the final game of this Saturday's quadruple header, Class C state baseball. It's the Red Wing Aces, a power for years in Class B. In Class C now, taking on the Watertown Red Devils in the finale. Who moves on to the round of 32? All that's coming at you when we return on PrepSpotlight.tv. The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you. And thanks for tuning in to the final game. For those who have subscribed to our tournament coverage in Class C or just buying the single game, Red Wing versus Watertown, we really do appreciate your support, as does the Minnesota Baseball Association. They are introducing the Red Wing Aces starting lineup as we are just about ready to get going. We're about 20 minutes running behind tonight, as the first game today was actually a very, very long game, over 3 hours, and everything else after that has been on time, so we're just catching up as we get going along. So we're going to be able to tell you what's happening not only here at this ballpark, but of course we're doing coverage of games in Springfield, and we are in Shakopee for the Class B tournament, and the Class A tournament is getting it down to the nitty-gritty as they will get their semifinals. The final quarterfinals matchup at St. Anthony Village is being decided right now as we speak. This one should be a fun one. Watertown up in the just west of the Twin Cities, off of Highway 5, between Highway 5 and Highway 7, of course, and then you have or 212 and Highway 7, and then you have the Red Wing Aces from Red Wing, one of the great towns in Minnesota, Rivertown, one of the oldest towns in Minnesota on the Mississippi River, and they are a great baseball town as well, and they are getting ready to match up against Watertown. We're going to give you the starting lineups, as Red Wing is the visiting team and Watertown is actually the home team, so be sure you don't get on us too hard for the flip-flopping of the box score, but Watertown will be the home team, and they will be the team with the last at-bats. So let's start with Red Wing and their starting lineup for the game. Mitch Matter, will be leading off and playing in left field. Adam Tegeson is at second base, and he will be batting second. Kyle Blahnik is at the hot corner, third base, and he'll be batting third. Corey Tower is DHing and batting fourth. Dixon Irwin is the catcher for the Red Wing Aces. He'll be batting fifth and behind the dish. Brody Smith will be playing center field and batting sixth. Brady Schroeder will be pitching tonight for the Aces against the Watertown Red Devils, and he is batting seventh. And Grant Roland is playing in right field and batting eighth. And Zach Harding is at shortstop, and he will be rounding out the order. The one player who is not hitting for the Red Wing Aces, being pinch hit for, I would guess, as I take a look at this. I want to make sure I'm correct on the lineup. I might be wrong. And that would be just want to make sure it looked like Josh Tegeson will be playing first base, and he is not in the batting order. Four. As they're announcing the starting lineups for the Red Wing, or the Red Devils of Watertown. Pat Cheetah is leading off and pitching. Brendan Donahue is the DH, and he'll be batting second. Ryan Hangarten is at second base batting third. Ben Thiessen is batting fourth and catching. Ben Smith is batting fifth and playing third base. Ben Tyson is the correct pronunciation of the cleanup hitter for the Watertown Red Devils. Zach Eiten will be batting sixth and playing first base. He's the 24. Mitch Kelzer is batting 7th and playing in left field. Jackson Meyer will be batting 8th and at the shortstop spot. And Jake Anderley is playing center field and batting 9th. Pitching for the Watertown Red Devils is Pat Cheetah. As I mentioned, he will also be leading off. Not only pitching, but leading off. And pitching for the Red Wing Aces, Brady Schroeder will be on the mound for the Aces in that game.
On the bases, Austin Luzak. Gentlemen, let's play baseball.
So we're about ready to get things started here. The final of 4 games. Red Wing coming to the plate first. Watertown on the hill, and the starting pitcher, Pat Cheetah, wearing number 2. Is a lefty, and he will be the starting pitcher for the Red Devils. Around the defense for Cheetah is Eiton at first base, Hank Gartner at second base, Meyer at short, Smith is playing third, Kelzer in left field, Anderley in center, and the one player who is not in the batting order, Andrew Nichols, is going to be in right field. Catching for him is Tyson, and we'll make sure we only mispronounce his name 17 times tonight. Everybody, again, thanks for joining us, and thanks to our partners, the Minnesota Baseball Association, also getting some help along the way from Wings Financial and also the fine folks at Xfinity and Xfinity One. Throw down to second, and we are about ready to start. About 25 minutes late in this one. The crescent moon is over the ballpark right now, and the lights are fully on. Still wanted to know what happened. There was a light tower right off of the third base dugout where one light got shattered in the very first game today, or that was the first batter of the second game, and wondering what was going to happen with the lights in that. So let's get things started with the Aces and their leadoff hitter coming up to the plate, Mitch Matter, and he is playing left field and batting from the right side. So Matter, wearing number 14, comes to the plate, and Pat Cheetah looks in with the glove right above his eyes, and we are ready to get things started in our finale of the night, and he throws a nice fastball over the outside corner, so Cheetah gets things started with a strike. 0-1 the count. The Aces coming in here out of central Minnesota on the eastern side of it. Matter grounds to second, and the out is recorded. 4-3 on the putout as the play is fielded by Hank Gartner, and he flips it over to Eiton for the at. Batting second here is Tegeson. Adam, there's 2 Tegesons on the field when they play defense. And he hits it hard and down the left field line and past the left fielder. And that was Kelsner chasing it down, and it ends up being a long single for Tegeson. And the first hit of the game is a long single to left for the number 2 hitter for Red Wing. Kyle Blahnik, wearing number 1. He is the third baseman, and he hits in the third position. Also from the right side against the left-handed throwing Cheetah. The Red Devils wearing red jerseys, the white pants with the red piping down the side, and some are wearing the very cool stirrups with the stripes that block around the top of them. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Runner at first and 1 out here in the final game of our four-header, as it were, here in Milroy. Who moves on to the round of 32? Breaking ball over for a strike. Home plate umpire is Mike Kaufman. Austin Lujas is our umpire in the field. Quick throw over to first. Cheetah's checking the runner. Runner at first and 1 out. Count 1-1. Coming set from the stretch is Cheetah, and a ground ball hit right to the second baseman. This is tailor-made 4-6-3, and that is exactly what happens. Hangartner with the play at second. He flips it over to Meyer at short and on to Eiton for the 4-6-3 double play, and just like that, the top of the first is in the books. Grounded into double play from Blahnik, and that ends it. One base hit for the Red Wing Aces in the top half of the first inning, but they go without a run on the board. So we're going to step aside and come back. You're watching the Class C State Baseball Tournament here from Milroy, Minnesota. You're watching it on PrepSpotlight.tv. So we heard the official word that Waconia has moved on to their second round game as they beat up on Cannon Falls over in Springfield. Those are the two sites here, and Springfield, the two sites for Class C baseball. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. And it is the pitcher who's going to lead off, Pat Cheetah. Cheetah hitting from the left side. He'll be facing the starting pitcher for the Red Wing Aces, and that is Brady Schroeder. First pitch outside. Watertown managed by Jared Dusky. And the Red Wing Aces managed by Justin Plain. 1-1 as Schroeder delivers to Cheetah. Cheetah pitching and leading off. And he lifts one to right field. That's going to hook foul, and unable to chase it down is the right fielder Roland for the Red Wing. Grant Roland playing right and chasing her down as best he can. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Red Wing, 3 batters came to the plate. They had a base hit, but it was erased by a double play. So we are in the bottom of the first. Nobody out. And a 1-2 pitch is fouled straight back over the head of the catcher and just past the umpire. One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is hit hard right up the middle, past the outstretched arms of the shortstop Harding, and a leadoff single for the pitcher, Pat Cheetah. Slaps it right back up the middle, and the first base hit of the game. Both teams getting a hit in the first inning. Brendan Donahue is the designated hitter, and he comes to the plate. First pitch is out of the zone, a good fastball. You can hear the pop all the way up here, and it's ball 1. Want to know the count. And it gets away from the catcher and advances Cheetah down to second base. So now the count 2-0. Donahue against Schroeder. Two balls, no strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Watertown, the Red Devils, against Red Wing, the Aces. And the pitch is on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. He brings his glove to his shoulder and then delivers outside, and the count moves to 3-1 against the left-handed hitting Donahue. Brady Schroeder getting the start in this one. Winona State pitcher, as he moves the count full, was Schroeder. And he picked up a big win last week in the regional tournament against the Austin Greyhounds. So he gets the start here in the opener round for the first round as we try to get to the final 32 of Class C. We have some current college players on the team. Brady Schroeder checking for the sign from his catcher, Dixon Irwin, and it's ball 4. And the ball gets away from Irwin, and that allows Dixon to move over, or moves Cheetah over to third. And Donahue runs down to first base on the walk. So a base hit and a walk, and now there's runners at the corners and nobody's out. That will bring up the second baseman. And this is number 23, Ryan Hangartner. Hangartner, the second baseman, made a couple plays in that first inning, and he takes a ball on the first pitch from Schroeder. Schroeder sets and delivers, and his pop foul. Count is 1-1. One ball, one strike. Runners at the corner and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. The Watertown Red Devils trying to mark the board first in this first round game of the Class C state tournament. Runner goes, grounded up the middle. It's fielded and nobody will be out. Everybody will be safe. It was a good play by the shortstop Harding, but give it an infield single. The runner was breaking, so he goes to second on the ground ball. And the run, Cheetah scores, and it's 1-0 Watertown. The catcher, Ben Tyson, coming up. And still nobody out. And still the threat looms, first and second base. Give the RBI to Hangartner. And the base hit. First pitch, swing and a miss. Tyson, the catcher, and batting cleanup. No balls and one strike. Coming to the set is Schroeder, and he delivers, and a breaking ball catches the zone, and it's strike 2. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. Final game, the 5th game here in Milroy. No balls and 2 strikes to Tyson. Still nobody out on the scoreboard. Outside on the fastball, he was trying to extend the strike zone and doesn't get the call, and the count goes to 1-2. Tyson wearing number 34 in the red jerseys. Forgot to mention the red wing jerseys are the powder blue tops with the gray trousers. Missing up high is Schroeder to Tyson, and the count levels 2-2. Still a little warm out, and there has been little breeze in the last 5 or 6 hours here in Milroy. The flag is lying limp in left field. It's a gorgeous night, though. Bunch of colors in the sun-setting sky, and the moon, the crescent moon, which is not too far from setting in the western sky as well, is sitting right above the ballpark, right outside of the outfield at this moment in time. This is the Milroy Ballpark right on Highway 68 in the southwestern corner of the state of Minnesota. Outside is the pitch, and Schroeder is racking up a number of pitches in this first inning. He's got a walk and 2 base hits already. That is what he's issued, and now with the count full, both runners taking sizable leads, not being held at first base, not really even being checked at second, and the pitch is slashed foul right at the water tower, just down the first base right field side here in Milroy. 1 run in for the Red Devils, and looking to add more as they have more runs in than outs on the board here in their first hacks of the game. Three-two pitch right off the end of the bat. And the count remains full. The last time the Red Devils made it to the state tournament was 2008. So it's been 12 years since they've had the chance to play in this type of a game. They're the number 2 seed out of 7C. They went 2-1 with Norway, or with Young America, who's a team that a few folks have been talking about so far in the tournament. Fouled off again, and Tyson is battling as well as he can. Again, we loaded up with the 3-2 pitch, and the pitch is going to be low, and the bases are loaded. Tyson heading over to first base. Hangartner is at second, and at third now is Donahue. And we're going to have a conference on the mound as Justin Plain who's worked up here in the press boxes alongside of us a lot of the time in the last 2 days. He was scoring and helping out with some of the official duties up in the press box, and now he's got his manager cover top on, and he goes out to try to get his young starter to relax and possibly find the zone and get some out. So 2 walks have led to this bases loaded situation. And at the plate and popping up on the very first pitch, and to short, they called it the infield fly, was Ben Smith. So Ben Smith, the third baseman, pops out, and that's the first out. That brings up the first baseman, Zach Eiton.
Now batting first baseman number 24 is Zach Eiton.
One out, bases are still loaded, and the pitch to Eiton is a good fastball that is in for a strike. 1-0 your score. Lots of movement on the base paths, but only 1 run in at this point in time. Eiton also with the open stance in the batter's box from the right side, and he looks at the breaking ball, and 2 strikes quickly thrown by Schroeder. And maybe that conversation with the manager was just what this doctor ordered. 2-strike pitch, and that fastball looks like it might have caught the corner, but it was just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases juice, 1 out, and the count is 1-2 to Zach Eiton. And he lifts it towards right field. Roland is there, and Roland comes in and scores. They make it the 3rd out, and they do get the 3rd out before the run scores. So they double up the runner at first base. No runner scores, and it's 1-0 there. So a base running error as the fly ball caught by Roland out in left field, and he doubles up by getting Ben Tyson out at first base. So 9-3 on the second part of that doubleheader, and that is a wasted opportunity. Bases loaded. They only push one across, and it's the pitcher Pat Cheetah who led off with a base hit, and he scores as well. So they get one run on 2 base hits, and they leave 2 runners on base. So they start with a lot of sound and fury, but not a whole lot to show for it for the Red Devils of Watertown. But in their first appearance in 12 years at state, they have marked the scoreboard first, and they take the lead. We'll be right back on PrepSpotlight.tv right after this. Welcome back out here to Milroy as we go to the second inning in our 4th quadruple header finale. We have 3 more games tomorrow. All should be very entertaining and fun. We've had nice crowds here at the ballpark. They remove everybody from the ballpark at the end of every game and then open up the gates and let them back in. The party deck above first base is got a good crowd on it, and so do all the bleachers down the third base line and the left field line as well. It's 1-0, Watertown leading Red Wing. We got a report that there's a final in Class B, and Elko moves on with a win over the Moorhead Mudcats. We also had a note that the Highland Parkers in Class A, the Beavers from Highland Park, have taken a lead 3-0 over Air Freight after 6 innings. That's the last Class A quarterfinal. The winner gets the Minnetonka Millers, who look a little unbeatable from what we saw last week in the first round. And they stretched out a big lead in their quarterfinal win over Baseball 365. Well, Cheetah is back on the hill for the second inning, and the first pitch he throws is a ball to Corey Tower, the left-handed hitting DH. Tower wearing number 10. And the count is 1-1 strike now. Cheetah from the left side delivers, and it's a ground ball hit out to the shortstop Meyer. Meyer scoops it and throws wide, and it pulled the runner off the bag. Pulled the first baseman off the bag, and the runner is safe. So Tower beats it out as the first baseman, Aiton, thought he might have caught a toe on the bag, and Cheetah is saying, I think we saw from here that he kept the toe on the bag. Can you go talk to the home plate umpire? Aiton did his darndest to try to keep some part of it, some appendage on the bag as he sprawled on the throw as the throw was wide, and they have conferred between the umpires, and he is safe. So an error will be likely called as Tower is on board with an error 6. Error on the shortstop. So we've seen our share of errors in these games, and the leadoff guy and Corey Tower is on board. This brings up the catcher now, another left-handed hitting batter, Dixon Irwin. Dixon Irwin played at St. Mary's, graduating in the spring, and he's caught for the last 6 summers for the Red Wing Aces. Interesting note about Corey Tower, who's at first base. He was on their 1993 state tournament team and had the game-winning hit in the bottom of the ninth. Corey's played for Red Wing for the last 5 decades. 1989 is when he started the Red Wing Scarlets. So there was a second team in Red Wing at the time. Curveball in for a strike after 2 balls thrown by Cheetah, and the count is 2-1. Tower is at first base. We've got Dixon Irwin at the plate. Nobody out. Leadoff runner reaching on an air, and the breaking ball misses outside. 3 balls and a strike here in the top of the second inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. Irwin stands in and flares out a foul, and then the count goes full. Irwin batting 5th in the order, and catching, as I said, 6 years. He is put on the tools of ignorance for the Red Wing Aces. I wonder in this climate of political correctness if you can use the term tools of ignorance anymore. Cancel culture. I don't want to be canceled. Another hard foul ball slashed into the net just above the dugout for the Aces. Nobody out. We're in the second inning. Runner on first. Pat Cheetah pitching for the Red Devils. When discussing Pat Cheetah, talking to the folks from Watertown before the game, says not only is he our leadoff man, he's the ace, he's a crafty lefty. He won state with Plato a few years ago when they played in Shakopee. So a game is over with the final quarterfinal, and we'll stick right here and catch this one. A great catch in left field by the Red Devils' Kelzer. And the first out is recorded in the inning as the left-handed hitting Dixon Irwin slashes it to left field deep into the corner, but tracked down by Kelzer. Brody Smith now at the plate, wearing number 5 and playing center field. So Highland Park has moved on to the semifinals, and they hadn't made a tournament appearance in a long time, and they have done it, and they are playing some inspired baseball, and they will be moving on to the semifinals where they will be playing Minnetonka. Ground ball hit towards short. Could be a double play, but it eats up the shortstop Meyer, and that's his second error of the inning. That ball took that hop that was right in between where he wanted it to be. Back-to-back errors, or 2 errors in the inning by Meyer, and now Towers at second base. Smith is at first base. There's 1 out, and you've got the pitcher, Brady Schroeder. So Schroeder with an interesting batting stance as he arches his back and keeps his hands very high. Schroeder knows that the pitcher he's facing right now singled and scored off of him. So maybe some retribution coming the other way. The 1-0 pitch is on the way, and the breaking ball is in for a strike. One ball and 1 strike. 2 runners on here in the second inning. 2 errors have led to both of those runners for Red Wing. Cheetah delivers, breaking ball, swung on and missed by Schroeder, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grant Roland was on deck for Red Wings. They try to even up the score, maybe even go a little bit beyond that. 2 runners on, and the 2-strike pitch is a ground ball hit towards second. It is going to be fielded by the second baseman, and the throw on to first. They get the throw to shortstop to get the second out on the fielder's choice. Hangartner, with the nice fielding play, flips it to Meyer to get the runner at first base. Tower moves over to third, so 4-6 for the second out. And a fielder's choice is how Schroeder reads it. So Grant Roland, the right fielder, comes to the plate with runners at the corner, 2 outs here in the first inning. Sorry, here in the second inning. Top of the second inning is what I meant to say. Cheetah delivers, and it's a curveball in for a strike. Hangartner at second base, Meyer at shortstop. They're the middle of the defense, along with Anderley in center field. That's the middle of the defense for the Red Devils of Watertown. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, count 0-1. Roland looks at the curveball, or sees the curveball, takes a hack at it, but misses it, and the count is 0-2. As I was saying it before that ball was hit deep to left field, Cheetah is known for his team as not just a great competitor, but a crafty lefty on the mound, and his state tournament win with Plato just a couple years ago. Runners at first and third. Cheetah, curveball down low, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Crowd in all corners of this ballpark trying to stay as 6 feet away from each other as they possibly can. Got the Red Devils clad in red and the Aces clad in blue. 2 strikes, and I'm talking about their fans. Swung on and missed, and Pat Cheetah gets out of the inning with a strikeout, his first strikeout of the game, and runners are stranded. 2 of them, runners at first and third. 2 errors in the inning and no hits. So no runs scored, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. We'll just keep it here as the Red Devils of Watertown will come to the plate for their second hacks and see what they can do against the Aces and their starting pitcher, Brady Schroeder. Coming up for the Red Devils will be Mitch Kelzer, the left fielder, Jackson Meyer, the shortstop, and Jake Anderley, the center fielder. In the Class C tournament, Cold Spring and Starbuck are scoreless after 2 innings. That game is at Springfield. All these games are on PrepSpotlight.tv, partnered with the Minnesota Baseball Association to bring coverage of all 80 games. And watch live streams of every game, Class A, B, and C, all month long and into the month of September. 3 more days of it. Well, I don't want to give up on today, and then we have the full day tomorrow. 3 games in every location. In fact, and we even have an extra finish of a game that was delayed last night in Shakopee when the storm rolled through. So we've got 3 games in every location plus, and then we'll come back and load her up with locations in Shakopee, Springfield, and back here in Milroy for 3 days next week on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of August. Kelzer, the left fielder, comes up for the first time. He's the left fielder. And from the stretch, Schroeder with a good fastball, mighty pop on it, but outside, and it's ball 1. Ground ball to third, and it's misplayed just because the feet did not get underneath him. So Blahnik, not sure if he'll be charged with a hit or an error. Nope, we'll charge her with an error. So errors are somewhat aplenty today at this ballpark, and E5 will get Kelzer on first base. Bottom of the second inning. As in the first, the leadoff man getting aboard for Watertown. There's a base hit by Pat Cheetah that did it in the first. Now squaring to bunt is Jackson Meyer, the shortstop. They misses the bunt. They throw down to first, but he had the first baseman had to reach back around, catch it, and then try to do a 360 with his arm to make the tag, and that's Tegeson. Again, squaring early to bunt is the shortstop, Jackson Meyer, and that pitch is outside, so there's 2 balls on these 2 early bunt attempts, or at least squaring to bunt. 2 balls, no strikes, and again, he turns to square, and the pitch is low as he pulls it back, and it's 3-0. Meyer looking to atone for a couple errors in the last inning, although neither of those errors coming in that same inning led to anything. Just a longer half inning for pitcher Pat Cheetah. 3 balls and no strikes, and the pitch is on the inside corner, strike 1. Leadoff runner on. We're in the top of the second inning. And Meyer again squaring to bunt very early, and he misses it this time, and the count goes full. Might have been a strike anyway, but I believe he offered at it and missed it. Jared Dusky, the manager of Watertown, put together this team, and they're making an appearance here in 2020. Pitches wide and outside, so we start with 2 runners on, an air and a base on balls. And that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Jake Anderley. Anderley, the center fielder.
Now batting center fielder number 49, Jake Anderley.
2 runners on. Remember, they had the bases loaded in the first, and the threat came to a fizzling end on a fly ball caught by the right fielder. Charging out there was Roland, and then he doubled up the runner at first base. Lays down the bunt, and it is foul. Everybody we've seen in the last 3 games, we've seen a lot of guys trying to move runners over, trying to play for a manufacturing of runs. Leading 1-0, Watertown hoping to extend. Just a complete still evening here in Milroy. Not a breath of wind. The trees are sitting lifeless in the outfield. No ball, 1 strike. Stepping off the mound is Schroeder, trying to chase the runner back to second, and he does. Kelzer is there. Kelzer reached on an air. Meyer reached on the walk, and that's why we're at runners at first and second and nobody out here in the 2nd inning. Schroeder sets, delivers, and the bunt is fouled away, and the count now is 0-2. So the number 9 hitter, Anderley, not able to get the bunt down, 2 fouls, and now likely being forced to, well, they call it 1-1. I believe there were 2 fouls. It's 0-2. 0-2. Runners at first and second, and Anderley will be swinging away. Timeout call. The pitcher, Schroeder, taking a little too long for Anderley's taste, and timeout is called. The first baseman playing inside of the runner. And Anderley fouls it off right over the top of us and will land in the parking lot behind us. Teams from all over the state descending on Springfield and Milroy, not just this week, but there are 16 teams that haven't played in Class C that get the weekend off, and they will be playing state tournament time next weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at both Springfield and Milroy. 48 teams total across the state make the tournament. The breaking ball outside, and the count goes to 1-2. Watertown up 1-0, and the 1-2 pitch is grounded foul right into the Aces dugout. Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. Anderley, slender center fielder, and he takes ball 2. A pitch at his feet inside. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 2nd inning. Schroeder has labored through the first 2 innings. 5 runners on base and a run scored. 6 runners total on base and a run scored. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is delivered, swung on and missed. And an out recorded. Anderley strikes out on a very decent breaking ball that got away from the bat of Anderley. So that brings up the pitcher, Pat Cheetah, leadoff hitter. He singled and scored in the first. So 6 of the 9 Red Devils reached base in that first go-around of at-bats. Cheetah was the first one to start that parade. He comes up with a runner in scoring position, and the first pitch is a drag bunt. He threw the bat at it. The bat was out of his hand, I think, when contact was made with the ball. And strike 1. looking to drag it or slap at it down the third base line. Is that a waxing crescent or a waning crescent? The moon. My executive producer knows nothing about crescent moons. Runners at first and second. One strike, and Cheetah fouls it straight back into the net, and it's 0-2. So Schroeder worked himself slightly out of a jam, only allowing one run in the first. Has got his counterpart, the leadoff hitter, Pat Cheetah, on the ropes with 2 strikes. When you watch 4 games in a day, you can really... Strike 3 call. Pat Cheetah disagreeing on that, but it's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Schroeder. 2 outs now in the inning, and that brings up Brendan Donahue. Donahue walked in his first appearance. Donahue was stranded. But the last game moved along so quickly, hardly any base runners, and here we see a plethora of base runners, and the first pitch to Donahue is a breaking ball that is inside ball 1. A plethora of base runners. So we pick up the action again. Kelzer's at second base, Meyer at first. The number 2 hitter, Donahue, the designated hitter, at the plate, and another pitch is low and in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Both the catcher and the pitcher work on manicuring their areas in the dirt as Schroeder gets back up to the mound. Final game of the night. And the 2-0 pitch is shot foul. Heading right towards the porta potties. Out along the fence. Down the left field line. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Back-to-back strikeouts to help alleviate some of the stress of Schroeder. And this ball is lifted to center field, and it's going to hit the turf. The throw coming in from the center fielder, Smith, is up the line, and that allows Kelzer to score. So RBI base hit from Donahue as he reaches base for the second time tonight, this time on an RBI single to center. Crossing is Kelzer. So he reached on an error, and he comes around to score. And Watertown has added another run, so they've marked the scoring column in both the first and the second inning. Ryan Hangartner is the batter. Hangartner is batting. Hangartner in the last inning. Single. Infield single. So 3 hits in the game. They got 2 in the first, one of them coming off of the bat of Hangartner. He swings and misses, count 0-1. And he grounds towards short. It's picked up by Harding, and they flip over to second base to get Donahue on the force, and that ends the inning. And Hangartner grounds to short. No further damage done besides the run on the RBI base hit from Donahue. So the Red Devils of Watertown score 1 in the first and 1 in the second. And they take a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the second inning. To the top of the third inning, and that's where we're headed right now. But I need to step aside and take a break. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv coverage of the State C Baseball Tournament here in Milroy on PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Leading off the third inning, the Red Wings.
As we take a look at I believe that is a waning crescent since we're coming off of a full moon 8-10 days ago. Being covered up by the light clouds that have now, there hasn't been a cloud in the sky for a while, and just as we try to get a shot of the crescent moon, the cloud covers it up. That's just the way it goes. Top of the third inning now. Red Wing coming to the plate trailing 2-0. And a sharp single to center field off the bat of Zach Harding. So the shortstop, who had not had a plate appearance yet, comes up right away and delivers a nifty single to center field, and that'll flip the lineup back to the top of the order with Mitch Matter. Matter grounded to the second baseman in his first at bat. So Harding is on at first base, a leadoff single. This is the second inning in a row that the leadoff man has gotten on base for the Aces. Corey Tower reached on an error. Cheetah kicks and delivers. The pitch was just inside, nearly hitting Matter in the elbow. 1 ball and no strikes. Second hit of the game for the Aces coming off the bat right there of Harding. Curveball in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Cheetah, the lefty, looking straight at the base runner. Harding, the shortstop, looking to see how big a lead he can get. The Aces would do very well to cut into that deficit right here with a leadoff runner on board. Short lead at first. Cheetah kicks and delivers. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball, and it misses. And a wry laugh coming from Cheetah. He has had good success with that curveball. It's a hard breaking curveball, like a 12-6 downward curveball, as opposed to the slider that we were seeing from Kramer, who was pitching in that second game for Fort Ripley, who had a nasty slider that swept across the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at first and nobody out. Pitch delivered, and the curveball's over for a strike. 2-2 now the count to Matter. We're in the top of the third. 2 runs in for the Red Devils of Watertown. Nothing on the board right now for the Aces. Matter looks at the 2-2 pitch and goes a hacking and fouls off another breaking ball. Cheetah kicks and delivers another 2-2 pitch, and he was going with the fastball inside, trying to bust him on the hands, and instead the pitch is fouled away. Matter, the leadoff hitter. And the count is run full. It's the 2-2 pitch, misses the plate. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is on the way, and it's lifted out towards center field. Anderle is drifting back over it. Hit a little deeper than I first thought, and it is caught. I don't know if he bobbled it a little bit, but Anderle does come up with the catch, and Matter is out, number 1. Looking at some of the notes, Justin Klein, the manager for the Red Wing Aces. This is the 50th year for this ball club. As I mentioned, there were multiple teams in Red Wing. Red Wing has had a great history in town ball throughout the years, and this Aces club started in 1971, so this is the 50th year of competing. They were a Class B team. They are down in C. One out on the board, and this brings up Adam Tegeson, and Tegeson fouls off the first pitch. Tegeson delivered a base hit in his first appearance, but then he was erased on a fielder's choice ground ball that he was erased at second base. And the 0-1 pitch is grounded right back up the middle to Cheetah. He floats it for the first out, and then Tegeson is out at first. So it was not the sharp 1-6-3 double play, but it was a 1 floater 6-3 double play, but it's good enough to get it done. And they do not score even with getting the leadoff runner on base. So 1-6 eliminates Harding, and then 1-6-3 on the double play. And we will go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0. Watertown, the Red Devils leading. We'll be back on Prep Spotlight and the coverage of the state Class C baseball tournament. Back with you here in Milroy as we go to the bottom of the third, and Watertown has put a run across in each of their first two innings. We'll see what happens now as they take their third hacks at it. And Ben Tyson comes to the plate, and he is hit. Tyson, who singled and got doubled up. Is on board with a leadoff hit by pitch, a hit batter. Ben Smith comes up. Smith lays down the bunt, fielded by Schroeder, and the sacrifice works as Tyson heads over to second. So Ben Smith lays down the sacrifice, 1-3, for the first out here in the bottom of the third inning, and Zach Eiton comes to the plate. Eiton was the final out of the first inning. Interestingly, in the innings that they've scored, in each of the first two innings as they've scored, it's been due to the leadoff man getting on base. Justin Pline now clapping his hands, and discussing what the game plan is with the runner at second and one out. Showing great encouragement. Everybody heads back to their places. One down in the bottom of the third inning. Zach Eiton, the right-handed hitting first baseman, is at the plate. And the first pitch from Schrader is a fastball that misses wide, ball one. Eiton flew out to the right fielder to end the first, and well, it was the second out, and then the right fielder threw to the first baseman to double up Tyson. Tyson on second base, and the fly ball is going to be close to staying in territory, and it will stay in territory. And Blahnik drops to a knee to make the catch. So not as easy as ordered, but the second out is recorded on the foul ball that Zach Eiton pops up, and it is corralled by Blahnik. So Mitch Kelzer comes to the plate. He led off the second inning and reached on an error by Blahnik, and he has a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the third inning as a slight breeze wafts through the grandstand area, and you hear a collective First pitch, a breaking ball, strike one to Kelzer. Runner at second, pitches on the outside corner, and Schroeder comes up with strike two. Looking to get his squad back into the dugout for the first time this game without a run being scored. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second, and the 0-2 pitch is fouled away. Again, right off the blue water tower. Red Wing and Watertown matching up here in Game 5 in Milroy out of 8 for the weekend. Game 4 on 4 for the day. No balls, 2 strikes. Curveball. It's lifted towards left center field, and it is the center fielder who calls it off, and it is Smith who hauls it in. So no damage to the Red Wing side of it. A leadoff hit batter makes no matter for the Watertown Red Devils. And we'll go to the top of the fourth, and the game is 2-0 Watertown over Red Wing, and we'll be right back.
From Springfield in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cold Springs 0, Starbucks 0.
Well, much like our game that was played just prior to this, the Watkins 3-0 win over the Howard Lake Orphans. The other game being played in Springfield at this moment in time is scoreless. 0-0 into the 5th inning. That is Cold Springs C-level team and Starbuck. Cold Spring, the Springers, the B team, is also playing. They're in action this week in Shakopee. Watertown leading Red Wing 2-0. We are in the top of the 4th inning now. Steppenwolf step aside, and we'll come right back to some baseball. Well, the third baseman, Kyle Blahnik, coming to the plate. And he sees the pitch from Pat Cheetah, and the first pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike. Blahnik, the number 3 hitter, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in his first at-bat, that back in the first inning. Strike one, and Cheetah goes back to the breaking ball, and he misses outside. The count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball to Blahnik is outside, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Blahnik, the right-handed hitting third baseman, was an all-tournament team member last year. He went 8 for 12. And he also made the all-tournament team back in 2008 as well. So a veteran member of this squad, as the Red Wing team looks like it has a very good mix of veterans and some younger players as well. 3 balls and a strike, the count, the foul ball out of the ballpark, and the count moves full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Red Wing Aces trying to get something going. No zeros on the scoreboard as of through 3 innings, and the base hit in the hole between short and third, and Blahnik delivers that base knock. So for the 3rd straight inning, the leadoff runner is aboard. Blahnik with his first knock, and the 3rd knock of the game, the 3rd safety. Corey Tower up the plate. We talked about Tower being part of a team for 4 decades now, or 5 decades, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, and 2020s. So Tower, the left-handed hitter, he reached on an error in the 2nd inning. He got all the way to 3rd, but was stranded there. Tower sees the breaking ball, can't lay off the breaking ball, sticks the bat out and fouls it off. Tower, part of the 1993 state championship team. Lots of great cities in the outstate of Minnesota that have had traditions that are well worth the discussion when it comes to town ball. Little snap throw over to first by Cheetah. Blahnik is easily back. 1 strike to Tower. Cheetah sets and delivers, and it is on the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. 0-2 the count. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. And the throw over to first base. Blahnik is back. Cheetah with just 1 strikeout through the 3 innings. Has had a runner on in every inning. Tower fouls it straight back. Count remains 0-2 to Tower. Tower still hitting in the cleanup spot as the grizzled veteran. And the pitch is outside, 1-2. Cheetah working on trying to hit that outside corner. See if he could get a swing and a miss maybe from Tower. 1-2 the count. Curveball, and that is lifted to left field. Kelzer's out there, and Kelzer's going to make the play. So Tower is the first out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, another left-handed hitter, Dixon Irwin. Irwin flew out to Kelzer in the 2nd inning. This is do or die time here at the state tournament. It's single elimination. You have to win. In the Class B tournament, if you win the first 2 games, it goes into a double elimination format. It used to just be, up until this COVID year, 1 win would get you into double elimination. But this year they're going to go 2 rounds before we have double elim. Here it's 48 teams, single elimination. 16 teams has got to bye from the first round, section champions, regions from the various regions and sections around the state, and those teams are waiting to see who comes out of these games. 1 ball, no strike to Dixon Irwin. Soft grounder that Dixon fields, dives as he fields it, leaves his feet, and flips it underhand to the first baseman, Eiton. So yeah, we said it already tonight that Cheetah is a competitor, and Cheetah gets that ground ball from Dixon Irwin, and he picks up a ball that maybe was going to be played by the second baseman, and if it gets to the second baseman, I'm not sure they're going to get the out. In the end, the runner moves over to second base, so Blahnik is at second. 1-3 on the out for Dixon Irwin, and a highlight play from Pat Cheetah. So Cheetah now with 2 outs, and the pitch to Brody Smith is a foul ball. Smith, the center fielder, one of the younger generation. Brody Smith is not too far from his college home. He plays for the Southwest State Minnesota Mustangs. One of 2 Mustangs that are here for the Red Wing Aces. The other one being Spencer Schroeder, who is the brother of the starting pitcher, Brady Schroeder. 1 ball and a strike to Brody Smith. Top of the 4th inning in a 2-0 game. Cheetah sets at the chest, and a grounder hit hard to short. Picked up at short by Meyer, and he fires across the infield for the 6-3 putout to end the inning. So through 3.5, the score remains 2-0. The Red Devils of Watertown in front of the Red Wing Aces. We'll be back after this commercial break. You're watching the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament, and you're watching it right here on PrepSpotlight.tv.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Thanks again to everybody who's supporting PrepSpotlight.tv and the Minnesota Baseball Association by subscribing to these games all across the state. The Amateur Baseball Championship, Town Ball I like to call it. There's nothing else like it in my mind, and it's really the purest form of baseball where these guys are all playing for the love of the game. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0. The Red Devils of Watertown leading, and Brady Schroeder back out there for the 4th inning, and he is squaring off against Jackson Meyer, the shortstop, who just made the final play, recording the final out of the top half of the 4th inning. 2 balls and a strike from Schroeder to Meyer. His first at-bat led to a walk. He did not score, but a run scored in that 2nd inning. On the outside corner, the strike makes it 2-2. Meyer was actually up there to bunt in his first at-bat, and he ended up walking as Schroeder, in those bunt attempts, was not throwing strikes, and he was able to pull the bat back and induce a walk. That will be a strikeout as a very nice curveball from Schroeder. That's his best pitch of the night. He just freezes Meyer with the strikeout, and that is his 3rd strikeout now of the game.
Now batting center fielder number 49, Jake Anderley.
So the number 9 hitter, Jake Anderley, comes to the plate now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0, Watertown leading. They are at the plate, and Schroeder with a sweeping curveball misses outside, ball 1. Morning started at 11 a.m. here with the first game, and it was a crazy one with a lot of base runners. Strike on the outside pitch. Union Hill advances on with a 13-7 win over Avon in a game where over 40 runners reached base. Every inning seemed to be a fest of opportunities. 20 runs being scored. Since then, we've had more pitching duels, including the last one where we had a phenomenal performance, the best pitching performance of the tournament so far, from Matt Greislinger of Watkins, and that led to a 9-inning complete game shutout. 1-2 the count, and the fastball is high. 2-2 to the number 9 hitter, Anderle. Anderle struck out in his first plate appearance. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning here in Milroy at the Yankees ballpark. Curveball, and he waited and waited on it and waited until the very last second and finally pulls the trigger and fouls it off into the screen right of the plate. Two and two the count, 1 out. And a foul ball, and it catches a piece of Anderle. So he stays alive with maybe a little mark on his leg from the foul ball. Bottom of the 4th inning. And the curveball from Schroeder is lifted by Anderle out to left field, and it will be hauled in by Matter. And there are 2 down in the 4th, and that's going to flip the lineup back to the top. And the pitcher and leadoff hitter, Pat Cheetah, who struck out looking his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. And he is up with 2 outs. A run in the 1st, a run in the 2nd. They did not score in the 3rd, and right now they have no threat brewing here in the 4th. Schroeder sets and delivers, and it's a strike on the corner. Schroeder going to the fastball there. Cheetah rocking the bat back and forth, looks at another fastball for a strike and tips his cap a little bit and says, yeah, okay, that's a good pitch, good fastball, outer side. And the count moves to 0-2. Cheetah up for the 3rd time now in 4 innings, and he gets his 2nd hit in his 3rd appearance. A sharp single out to left that is fielded on 1 hop by Matter, but the 2nd hit of the game for Cheetah, so he has kept the Aces scoreless in his 4 innings of pitching, and he's come up with 2 base hits of his own. So a 2-out single. Let's see if that ignites something. Brendan Donahue, he has a RBI as well. Donahue in the 2nd inning brought home Kilzer with the 2nd run. First pitch to Donahue's that fastball that he is now spotting very well on the outer side of the plate to the left-handed hitters. Donahue, the designated hitter, has reached base both times. He walked and reached 3rd, stranded there, singled a run in, and then he was eliminated in a force play at 2nd. 0-1, an off-speed pitch is lifted out to right center field, and it is the center fielder who's going to make the play, calling it off, and Smith corrals the 3rd out of the inning, and we go to the 5th inning. One hit, no runs for the Red Devils of Watertown in that inning, so we're going to load her up in the 5th, step aside right now for a quick break. We'll be back on PrepSpotlight.tv in just a moment. We move on to the 5th inning here in Milroy, and Pat Cheetah, who was on the base paths, is the last of the 9 for the Red Devil, or as we used to say back in the Bugs Bunny days, the Red Devil 9, to make his way to the field. He'll get his 5 warm-up tosses in. This game has not been moving along at a hugely fast clip, but we are to the top of the 5th inning. So there's been a scattering of runners in each of the innings. Nothing too clean, but it is a 2-0 lead for the Red Devils of Watertown against the Aces of Red Wing. So Cheetah coming out for the 5th, and he will face the bottom 3 of the order, which includes the starting pitcher for Red Wing, Brady Schroeder. It'll be Schroeder, Roland, and Harding. Schroeder reached on a fielder's choice.
The 5th inning for Red Wing, pitcher number 21, Brady Schroeder.
Top half of the 5th inning, the home team is the Watertown Red Devils, and they lead it 2-0. First pitch on the way from Cheetah, and it is a strike called on the outside corner against his opposing pitcher, Schroeder. So Schroeder did reach base, his only other appearance. And the 0-1 pitch is on the way from the lefty, and it's strike 2. Fires 2 fastballs, pretty much same location on both. And Schroeder is behind in the count 0-2. Slap towards the hole, off the glove of a diving Meyer at shortstop, and Brady Schroeder collects a base hit. So he's given up 2 hits to Cheetah when Cheetah's been at the plate, and he replies back with a single that goes off of the glove of the shortstop for another leadoff single. So that's 4 straight innings at the leadoff. 4 straight innings the leadoff hitter has gotten on, as the executive producer says, and that was a little bit of maybe a sloppy 0-2 pitch. They're going to try to advance him over with the number 8 hitter, Grant Roland. After the bunt is missed, they threw down to first, and I think Schroeder thought that the ball had been it was a foul tip, at which point you can't throw a runner out at first. Count is 0-1. Roland struck out to end the 2nd inning, his first at-bat. We're in the top of the 5th now. Pat Cheetah, the starter for the Red Devils, leadoff hitter as well. He scored a run in the 1st, and right now that run would hold up. We'll see how he handles it with another leadoff guy on for Red Wing. Curveball over for a strike to Roland, 0-1. I'm sorry, 0-2 after the failure on the bunt attempt. I hate to use the term failure. We're not failures. 0-2 is the count. Runner at first, Schroeder. He's got a lead of very minute proportions. And the 0-2 fastball is low at the knees and fouled off by Roland. Roland in right field for the Aces tonight. On deck is Zach Harding, the shortstop. Harding reached on one of the 4 base hits recorded in this game in his only at-bat. Now the moon is out of the clouds and with a little orange feel as it gets lower, closer to the sun, I would guess. And that ball's hit well by Roland. Chasing after it is Anderle. Anderle is not going to be able to make the catch, but Schroeder had made his way back to first base, so Anderle drops the ball, but it ends up being no harm, no foul. So the play ends up going 8-6 to erase Schroeder, and Roland will advance or reach first base, and I guess they're calling that an air 8 that gives him first base. So good effort by Anderle chasing down a ball that was hit into shallow right center field, but he just couldn't hang on to it. Now that's the second ball. If you remember earlier in the game, he chased down a ball that was deeper into right center field, and it looked like he bobbled that one as well. Both times they were running catches, or that one was a running drop. So 1 out. And the count 0-2 now to the number 9 hitter Harding as he looks at another one of those good cheetah breaking balls. So Roland is now at first with 1 out. 2 strikes is the count. And the fastball misses outside and the count moves to 1-2. We'll flip it back to the top of the order, and Mitch Matter, he is on deck for the Aces in this one. 1-2 pitch on the way from Cheetah, and it's a shallow fly ball into left field, and the shortstop ends up cutting in front of Kelzer, the left fielder. So that's Meyer, Jackson Meyer, making the catch on that one, sliding on his knees at the end of it, and there are 2 down. So another leadoff base runner seems to be going by the wayside for the Aces. It'd be 4 in a row if Mitch Matter and company are unable to make anything more happen here in the top of the 5th inning. Fastball misses the plate, and the count is 1-0. Sitting over at first base is Grant Roland. Mitch Matter 0 for 2, a fly ball and a fly out and a ground out on his resume for this evening in this state tournament first round game. Breaking ball misses low, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 is your score. The right-handed hitting Matter, playing at left field, has the 2-0 pitch, and it's grounded towards short. Backhanded by Meyer. He bobbles it, fires, and Matter is safe. So Meyer bobbles it just for a bit, and the leadoff hitter Matter showing very good quickness down the line. And that will be another error. So E6 on Meyer. I believe that's 3. All 3. So that first one actually is a fielder's choice. My bad on the Grant Roland is not reaching on that's a fielder's choice that allows him at first with the runner out at second. I knew better than that. I should know better than that. But 3 errors for the shortstop Meyer. He just bobbled it for a second. He had to stab at it with the backhand too as he moved to his right on the ground ball. So now up is Tegeson, the second baseman. 1 ball, no strike, 2 outs. So Tegeson and company looking to keep this inning alive, the top of the 5th. And it's a ground ball. Meyer getting another chance, and it goes right through his leg. And that's going to score a run. So the 4th error on the night for the shortstop. Second time he's had 2 in an inning, and rounding second and scoring is Roland, and he scores on the air. So a run batted in will not be allowed. So over at third is Matter. At first is Tegeson. Blahnik is at the plate. Blahnik was on base and stranded in the last inning, in the 4th. So 2-1 is your score. The Red Wing Aces are on the board. And I want to go back to that play, and I don't have replay right in front of me. But I will tell you that as the shortstop was trying to field the ball, it looked like the runner from second to third did a job of purposefully shielding the shortstop from that ball. And it went right through his legs. And that is the error that is committed. But I thought it was interesting. I almost would say that he waved at it as the ball went by, and no doubt distracted the shortstop, Meyer. So runners at first and third, and now the tying run is just 90 feet away for the Red Wing Aces. And the 0-1 pitch is outside to Blahnik. So Cheetah did not give up an earned run, but it's a run nonetheless. So 2 outs in the air, coming with 2 outs. Count 1-1. slash foul off the bat of Blahnik, the third baseman, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blahnik singled to left field, grounded into a double play in the first inning. So we are here in the 5th now, and this game has gotten tighter, 2-1 the score. Keep an eye on the shortstop and see how he responds from the airs and see if he keeps his head in it. Ground ball to second, fielded on one knee. A very nice play by Hangartner. And Hangartner on one knee flips it over to Meyer to end the inning. But a run is scored, and it is now 2-1.
For Red Wings in that 5th inning, they scored 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors.
One hit.
2 base runners.
It is unearned. 2 base runners are stranded. 2 errors committed in the inning for the second time tonight. So we're going to step aside here and go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through with this game in a regulation 9-inning game, and we're going to take a break and come back. You're watching PubSpotlight.tv coverage of the state Class C baseball tournament.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! DuBois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Back with you now here at the bottom of the 5th inning in Milroy. Andy Price and Greg Wolfert with you. And following the run scored by the Red Wing Aces, the Red Devils of Watertown coming to the plate, and Ryan Hangartner is your leadoff hitter this inning, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Schroeder still pitching here into the 5th for the Red Wing Aces, and he is fallen behind 3-0 to the number 3 hitter in the order, Hangartner. On deck is Ben Tyson. 3-0 pitch is outside, and Hangartner reaches base for the second time tonight. Singled in the first, and he now walks to lead off the 5th.
Now batting is catcher number 34, Ben Tyson.
Ben Tyson now at the plate. 2-1 the score. Tyson reached base in the first inning and then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. So he is on base both times he's been up. Part of that run-scoring first inning. Tyson lays down the bunt, thinking about going to second as Schroeder, but he throws and gets Tyson instead. So the cleanup hitter lays down a bunt and advances the runner Hangartner over to second base.
Third baseman number 20, Ben Smith.
So Ben Smith, the third baseman now, left-handed hitting third baseman, with a runner in scoring position and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. I think I felt my first mosquito bite of the trip down here to Milroy, nibbling at my ankles. And the first pitch is a curveball, strike 1. Smith with his hands right at ear level, and he lifts it high and drifting out of play. And it is completely out of play and into the party deck. Funny, as that's the first time we've seen a ball hit the party deck. We've seen quite a few fouls go screaming over the top of it, It's protected in part by the net over there in the corner, but it gets the foul ball off the bat of Ben Smith. So no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. The leadoff walk now, Handgartner is at second base, and a fly ball to left field. Camping underneath it is Matter, and Matter's going to corral it for out number 2. And Zach Eiton will come to the plate with another shot to try to bring that runner in. So we are 2 outs into the bottom of the 5th inning in a 2-1 game. A lot of leadoff batters getting on base tonight. Some scores from around the state. Cold Spring in Class C over Starbuck. That game down in Springfield. 3-0 is the score in that one. That's still in action. And on the same score, as a swinging strike on a slow curve by Eiton. Schroeder getting the swing and the miss. And then in the Class B game up in Shakopee, the final game of the night, Champlin Park is leading the Victoria Vics 3-0. And that heading towards quarterfinal play next week, and then we'll get into some double elimination play. Schroeder misses with the fastball outside, and the count is 1-1. Harding, the shortstop, is working his way in and around the runner at second base. Also doing his job of backing up any throw coming back from the catcher. So a single sharply by Eiton. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not a throw to the plate. They dump it into the second baseman. So Eiton comes in with the RBI single. And the Watertown Red Devils answer the run of Red Wing with a run of their own in the 5th inning. A sharp single to center from Eiton, his first hit of the game. He is 1 for 3. That scores Handgartner.
Now batting left fielder number 11, Mitch Kelsner.
His first run of the game. And Mitch Kelsner comes up with 2 outs and a runner on first. So 3-1 now the score in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch from Schroeder. Schroeder misses up high. Schroeder working his 5th inning now has given up 3 runs, 5 hits. Up high, ball 2. So the red-clad fans of the Red Devils of Watertown are beginning to whoop it up when they get an opportunity to get some runners advancing on the base paths. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. And the curveball is over for a strike. Zach Eiton delivering the RBI here to make it 3-1. Schroeder delivers. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Kelsner scored after reaching on an error to start the 2nd inning. He flew out to center field in the next inning, so he is 0 for 2, but give him a run scored. He's up with 2 outs and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schroeder kicks and delivers in the dirt, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first not being guarded now, and he is going to take off with the pitch. And the 3-2 pitch is low. Second walk of the inning. It was a leadoff walk that came around to score on the base hit from Eiton, and now Eiton will move over to second, pushed there by Kelsner. Justin Ply making his way out to the mound. Runners at first and second in this game, 3-1. And it's just a note of encouragement more than anything. I think he will start getting some folks ready down in the bullpen side for the Aces, but at this moment in time, he's going to let Brady Schroeder try to work himself out of this. He just needs 1 out. And at the plate is Jackson Meyer. Now Meyer has reached on a walk and struck out looking. And Meyer has been struggling a little bit in the field. So he has a chance now with the runner in scoring position again to atone for some of what's happened in the field tonight. They are leading 3-1, and the fastball is in for a strike, and the count evens up at a ball and 1 strike. Two down, 2 runners on. Run in this inning, and the pitch is outside, and Brady Schroeder looks just like he might be getting to the point where he's gassed. Not a very good follow through on that pitch, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. No innings have gone through with great ease on either side, and the 2-1 pitch is fouled off. So we're back at the 2-2 count with 2 outs. A 2-run lead and 2 runners on. Again, my 1 time a game I use it, and only 1 time a game. Deuces certainly are wild at this moment. I won't overuse it. Maybe you're thinking I already am overusing that line, but I'm not. Runners at first and second. At second is Eiton. At first is Kelzer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schrader delivers outside, and the count is full. Every pitch gauging a reaction from those who have come out to the ballpark on this summer sultry night in August in Milroy. Count full, everybody's going to be moving again, and the pitch is high and inside, and the 3rd walk of the inning. Thank you. We've got a pinch hitter coming to the plate for the Watertown Red Devils. Jadrian Keeby out of Eden Prairie is hitting for Jake Anderley. So Anderley, not sure he won't be reinstated into the game in center field, but for right now it is Jadrian Keeby. First pitch is strike, and Schrader pitched himself into this jam with 3 walks. My count might be a little off, but I've got 6 walks and a hit batter tonight. And Keeby loops it towards left field. Getting over to the foul side of it is Matter, and they get out of the inning. So Keeby unable to score the runner, but 1 run does come across on 1 hit. 1 run, it's earned on 1 hit. No errors, and 3 Red Devils are left on base. Let's step aside. We're going to take a commercial break. You're watching the State C tournament right here on PrepSpotlight.tv. So we go to the top half of the 6th inning. 3-1 is your score. It looks like we flip-flopped the left side of the infield right now. And Ben Smith, number 28, is at shortstop. And Jackson Meyer has moved over to third base. Meyer, who was playing shortstop, is now over at third base. So let's go to the top of the 6th, and it's Corey Tower leading off, the veteran left-hander, and he fouls off the opening pitch of this inning. And the count is 0-1. Tower making his third trip to the plate. Reached on an air in the second and flew out to left field. And strike 2 is called by Tower. No balls and 2 strikes, and Tower still is voicing his opinion back to the home plate umpire as we speak. Mike Kaufman is behind the plate right now, and the 0-2 pitch is on the way. And a swing and a miss by Tower, and Tower goes down swinging on a curveball that was out of the zone, but he went fishing and came up with nothing. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, 3-1 the score.
Now batting the catcher number 3, Dixon Irwin.
Dixon Irwin makes his way to the plate. Irwin 0 for 2 on the game. Another lefty on lefty matchup. And Pat Cheetah with the strikeout. Second of the game. First pitch swinging, and it's lifted into foul territory, chasing it down just over the fence, but it was Kelzer who was running after it. He wasn't going to be able to make a play, but he hustles after it nonetheless. Baseball all over the state, and it's all over PrepSpotlight.tv. No balls and a strike, 1 out. And Cheetah lifts his leg and delivers, and it's a ground ball hit towards second base. And the play is made. And Gartner charges the ball, flips it over to Eiton at first, and Irwin is 0 for 3 on the game. Brody Smith comes up to the plate. He reached on an air in the second, and he grounded out to short in the 4th. So he's hit both balls, ground balls, over towards the shortstop. There is a new shortstop in the game, as we mentioned, as Smith is at short now for the Red Devils. 2 outs, 1 ball, and a ground ball foul right off the batter's box, or out of the batter's box, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 6th. The Red Wing Aces looking to advance on to round 2 play. The winner of this game gets a shot at Isanti. Isanti winning that section, and fly ball towards right field. Coming in and charging after it is Andrew Nichols, and Nichols makes the play. So 3 up, 3 down for Cheetah and the Red Devils in the 6th inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we'll just step aside for a second to clean up the scorebook, and it is 3-1. The Watertown Red Devils leading the Red Wing Aces. We'll be right back. We come back to you for the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 3-1 right now, the lead in favor of the Watertown Red Devils, and a new pitcher for the Aces, and it is Teddy Tower. Teddy is the younger son of Corey Tower, the number 4 hitter for Red Wing. So Teddy, the left-hander, goes to Kaiser University in Florida. And the lefty is coming into the game here in the 6th, and his job is to keep this game in check and give the Red Wing Aces 3 good cracks at trying to tie or take the lead in this game. So Tower, the lefty, right now, Schroeder would be on the hook for the loss. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 6, struck out 3. That's the unofficial line on Schroeder. And Teddy Tower comes to the game with facing his fellow pitcher, another left-handed pitcher, in Pat Cheetah. And the first pitch is over for a strike. Cheetah is coming to the plate for the 4th time in 6 innings of play. He's got 2 base hits, and he's scored a run. 0-1 pitch. Curveball is lifted up high, and second baseman is there to put it away. T. guessing. Cheetah with the fly ball out to start the inning.
Now batting designated hitter number 46, Brendan Donahue.
Brendan Donahue now at the plate, another lefty. He's reached base twice. First pitch a ball, and the second pitch is a fastball on the inner part of the plate, or off the inner part of the plate, I should say, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom half of the 6th inning, it's 3-1. Watertown, the home team, leading it over Red Wing. Teddy Tower now on the hill facing his second batter. He gets the sign he likes and delivers the fastball at the knees, strike 1. Curveball misses inside from Tower to Donahue. 3 balls and a strike. Tower, inducing the pop-up of the leadoff hitter, Cheetah, catches the outside corner for strike 2. This count moves full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tower out of the full windup, delivers. Pitch was off the zone, but protecting with the hack is Donahue, and so the count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Donahue with his hands right around the ear hole, and the 3-2 pitch is delivered, and it's chopped foul. He pulls it towards first base, but wide, and the count remains full. 3-2 the count. Looking into his glove is Tower. Tower rocks and delivers, and it's grounded hard foul, again wide of first base. The first baseman, just so you are fully aware, is Jake. Just making sure that I have the right player playing first base as the ball is popped up and caught by Blahnik, the third baseman. So 2 pop-ups in this inning. I've got number 1 for the Red Wing Aces playing first base now. That's Kyle Blahnik. So I have Kyle Blahnik now at first base. The first baseman has been DH'd for tonight. So Blahnik is at first base, and Blahnik is at third base. So you have Blahnik's on the corner. I always avoided that corner when there was 2 Blahniks on it. Two outs. Teddy Tower trying to work through this inning without giving up a base runner. And Hangartner is now down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. It's a 2-run game. 0-2 pitch on the way from Tower, and it is swung on, foul tipped, but not caught by the catcher, Irwin. Caught him right in the chest protector. Count remains 0-2. We are working through the end of a very long day of baseball. Quick pitches him and fouled away by Hangartner. Arrived at the ballpark exactly 12 hours and 20 minutes ago. Oh-2 pitch on the way. It's out towards right field. They were shading him a little bit. It's going to be in foul territory, but the catch is going to be made by Roland. So 3 up, 3 down, all 3 fly ball outs. And I will tell you that is the first clean inning for a Red Wing pitcher. So Teddy Tower comes in relief and gets the 3 outs, 3 up, 3 down, and we'll go to the top of the 7th inning now. Red Wing trailing by 2. We'll be back on PrepSpotlight.tv. A look at the day side here in Milroy, shot from the first base side. That's actually before they put the party deck on. There's no tent, that's a deck. So we're in the top of the 7th inning, and the Aces come to the plate. We're going to get some hacks on.
Number 21, Brady Schroeder.
So Brady Schroeder remains in the game as a hitter, even though he is no longer pitching. So, strike 1, and Schroeder, who was the pitcher of record for 5 innings, expresses great displeasure. And the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, strike 2. Some folks a little bit more boisterous than others. Fastball outside as Schroeder has now got the count 1-2. So I guess you can also reinsert at the pitcher's spot, at least from hitting to pitching. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball on the corner, and Pachita thought he had it. We might have had a minor eruption in the grandstand if that was called strike 3, but the count now moves to 2-2. Arching his bat back is Schroeder. Schroeder fooled on the curveball, strikes out for the first out here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 down, and that brings up Grant Roland, number 39. Roland on the day. scored the one run in his last at-bat, reached on a fielder's choice, and then came around to score with the help of a couple errors. First pitch swinging and missing is Roland, as Cheetah, working into his 7th inning, looks pretty strong as he's got one out already. The delivery and the ground ball to Smith at short. And that spot at shortstop has now committed 5 errors, and it doesn't matter what number you put out there. So they move Smith from third to short, and the ball clunks right off of his glove. So I can't recall I've been to a game where I've seen 5 errors on the scoreboard, and all 5 have come from E6s. That's just the way it goes, but now the tying run is at the plate. Zach Harding, the shortstop for the Aces, has the chance to keep things going, tighten this one up. Harding singled in the 3rd, and he popped up to the shortstop in the 5th, I'm sorry. So this is his 3rd plate appearance. He's 1 for 2. And the pop-up, and this time the 3rd baseman, Meyer, who's shifted over from shortstop to 3rd base, makes the catch, so there's 2 downs now in the inning. That was in foul territory. Two down. Meyer now playing 3rd base, making the play on that. Mitch Matter, the leadoff hitter, coming up for the 4th time tonight, and he hits it right up the middle and off of the glove of Cheetah, fielded by the shortstop Smith, but the deflection will be an infield single. So Matter reaches for his 2nd time in a row. He reached on an error in the 5th. Here he reaches on an infield single. And we have runners at 1st and 2nd. So Matter marks the scorebook with a single. And now the tying run here in the 7th inning is at 1st base. And Adam Tegeson, the 2nd baseman, has the chance to flip this game right around. 1 ball, no strike on the pitch from Cheetah. So ultimately Cheetah could have been out of this inning as well. But he had a ground ball clunk off the shortstop's glove, and then he had a ball that clunked off his glove, a hard comebacker. That one is foul, and that caught a piece of Tegeson. 5 hits apiece, 3 runs have scored for the Red Devils. The catcher Tyson making his way out to have a brief conversation with Cheetah. Jogs back towards home plate, and a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Long delay between the pitcher and the catcher as they work to get on the same page. And Thiessen kicks and delivers. Fastball up high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Two runners on. We've got Roland at 2nd base. We've got Matter at 1st. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Lifted foul. Well foul. And that will go into the hayfield that they've turned into a parking lot for everybody here in Milroy. They have done a very nice job of getting this ballpark ready for state tournament play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. I've already used it this game. I cannot reuse it. Number 2, the pitcher. It's grounded to 3rd. Meyer comes up throwing, so Meyer at 3rd base makes the play. He actually makes 2 plays in that inning. So he fields it and fires on to 1st base to Eiton, and 2 more runners are stranded by Red Wing in this inning. An error and an infield single. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're We're in the 7th inning stretch, and we'll just keep it here and listen to Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Take me out to the ball game.
Back with you here in the bottom of the 7th inning. I have unofficially 7 runners left on base.
From Springfield, we have Cold Spring 9, Starbucks 8, top of the 8th. It's 9-1. Scared you, didn't I? Cold Spring 9, Starbucks 1, and they're in the 8th inning.
Public address announcer giving scores from around the state at the state tournament. 9-1 the score between Cold Spring, the Class C team in Springfield, against Starbuck, and they look like they'll be advancing on. And up now is the catcher, Ben Tyson. Tyson has reached base and drove in a run in the first on a single, and then he was doubled up a little bit later on. First pitch a ball. Tower misses with the first 2 pitches here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 2-run lead, so the Red Wing Aces have 2 more hacks at it in the 8th and the 9th. See if they can keep it as a 2-run lead. Tower misses inside, and the count moves to 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, and the get me over fastball is in for a strike, and Tyson was taking. We're not. I was going to say something, and I'll just take it back. And on 5 pitches, Tyson is walked and heads down to first base. 7 walks for Red Wing pitchers today. So if you go on one side and you have 7 walks, and on the other side you have 5 errors, you get to see some base runners that likely didn't need to be there. So we have a pinch runner now, as it looks like 48 is coming in to pinch run for Tyson at first base. And I've got it at Wyatt McCabe. Wyatt McCabe from Meyer is in pinch running.
Number 48, Wyatt McCabe.
Ben Smith now, who had shifted over to shortstop, he is coming to the plate.
Ben Smith.
Smith is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice in one of his at-bats. Tower tosses over to check the new pinch runner, McCabe. And Smith misses the bunt. They throw down to first. Blotnick who fields it, but no out recorded as the slide was more than in time to the bag. No balls and a strike. Smith, as I said, already had 1 sacrifice on the night, bunting over Tyson in the 3rd inning. Now he'd be bunting over a pinch runner, and Tower throws. Tower's thrown over twice. He's thrown once to the plate. And the pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th. Our 34th inning of baseball here in Milroy today. We've seen a little bit of everything, and we've seen a little bit of nothing. But it's been a beautiful day at the ball yard and a beautiful ball yard. Both Greg Wolford and I might need back surgery tomorrow. And another sacrifice bunt. The runner got stumbling between second and third because nobody was covering third. And he's going to be able to get back to second as the rundown was botched on a throw that kicks off the rundown participant's glove. So as we go with this, I think it's nothing. He moves over to second base. We've got McCabe moves over to second base. We've got another sacrifice. One down. And that brings up Zach Eiton to the plate. Eiton with an RBI base hit in the fifth, his last time up. He is 1 for 3. He's got another RBI opportunity here with one down in the seventh. Pitches outside. Ball 1. So McCabe saw that there was nobody covering third, and he took off, and he had every intention, but he caught a cleat on the bag at second base and stumbled, and when that happened, he got caught in no man's land. Swing and a miss by Eiton, count 1-1. So as he tried to get back to second base, or he was caught, and they threw behind him to second base, and then he had to make his way to third, and he gets caught in the rundown, except that the play is botched on the rundown, so they allow him to stay at second base. Tower looks to Irwin, the catcher, and with the runner on second, there was a mixing up of signs, no doubt about it. That is the classic case of that. Eiton runs back to the dugout to put a little chalk on the handle, and he's going to come back to the plate. So Eiton with an RBI single, and that was the last run scored. That one made it 3-1. A run in the first, a run in the second, and a run in the fifth. Nothing but single runs for each team, and a run in the fifth also for Red Wing. One down. Tower kicks and delivers, and a swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. Jared Dusky, the manager of the Red Devils, watching his team leading 3-1, and count goes 2-2 as the fastball is well out of the zone. Where can we get a steak? 2 balls and 2 strikes. And strike 3. And Eiton, who went back, ironically, to get some sticky stuff on the bat, strikes out anyway. So great intentions sometimes don't come into play as he still loses. He must have had it in his head that he was going to lose control of that bat. And there's 2 down now in the inning.
No batting left fielder, number 11, Mitch Kelser.
Two down in the bottom of the seventh. The runner's still at second base, and Mitch Kelser is the batter. He reached on an air and scored in the second, flew out to center field in the third, and walked in the fifth. 0 for 2 with a run scored. First pitch is a strike from Tower. Teddy Tower. Alliteration is always good. Always appreciate alliteration. No balls and 2 strikes as he fouls off the 0-1 pitch. Tower trying to get through his second inning of relief without any runs being scored. Leadoff walk looked like it might do some damage, but right now a base hit is what would cause that damage. Timeout called. Step back in the box and do it all over again. Tower in his neon yellow cleats kicks and delivers, and the pitch is up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. cooling down a little bit now here in Milroy on this sultry summer day. Ground ball to short, and it will be fielded cleanly by Harding. He throws across the infield for the out. So we're going to the 8th. We have 2 innings left to play in this one, unless the Red Wing Aces can come up with some runs. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State Steve Baseball Tournament from Milroy, Minnesota. Look at the field from Highway 68 with the blue water tower, which is just to our right in the foreground here. Got a score update coming for you. I know we want this. So it's now 12-1, and we have reached the point where it might not make it to the 9th inning. It's between Cold Spring and Starbuck. 12-1 Cold Spring leading. So they're in the bottom of the 8th. If they don't score 2 runs, then that game will end on the mercy rule, and Cold Spring advances on. Starbuck will head home. So we come back here to Milroy, and Kyle Blahnik, who is at first base, takes strike 1. So that's the Blahnik that was at first base. I apologize. Let's bring the score bug up here in the 8th inning, and Cheetah still pitching. This is Smith, the shortstop, fields it, sidearm slings it, and they get the out. So a shortstop makes the play. One down now in the 8th. So Corey Tower coming to the plate. He struck out in disgust in his last at-bat, and the first pitch is a curveball that misses outside. Good hook on it. A little more of a slider than a curveball. Tower with the 1-0 pitch. It misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Bunch of people warming up in the bullpen. It looks like a party deck in the bullpen down right field. And players of different uniforms, the drafted relievers. Strike 1 to Tower. Watertown, the Red Devils, leading at 3-1. Tower checks his swing. They want to check it. They don't check it, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Cheetah went after him with a high fastball. Tower checks the swing. 3-1. 1 out here in the 8th, and the breaking ball misses inside. Ball 4 to Tower on a breaking ball that was in the zone. Dixon Irwin to the plate, and Tower will be pinch ran for. And number 12 coming in to pinch run for him, and that's Bear Blaney. Bear Blaney. Bear Blaney. I spent 12 hours around a bear. So Dixon Irwin will come to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Tying run is at the plate with 1 down in the 8th. Last night we saw all the action happen in the 8th inning when Randall scored 2, and they scored it with 2 outs. aided by an air, and Irwin bunts it, foul. Dixon Irwin, the catcher, thought he saw an opening to lay a bunt down the third base line and beat it out. Instead, it's a foul ball, strike one. That was Randall rallying from 3 runs down to beat the Hadley Buttermakers. And Randall comes back for a second weekend of play. We've crossed the 10 o'clock threshold. It's actually the 10:30 threshold now here in Milroy. Top of the 8th inning. 1 down. 0-1 the count, and the curveball is slapped foul, tipped foul, and the count goes to 0-2. Runner at first getting a nice lead. It's the pitch runner, Bear. 0-2 the count. Cheetah steps and throws, and they've got him. They got the Bear. The Bear slipped on the way back to the bag. And that is a big pickoff. So now the tying run is not on the plate. Bear Blaney had a healthy lead, and I think Pat Cheetah realized that he might have been a half step too far. Irwin grounds it towards third. It gets over the glove of the diving Meyer. That'll be an infield single. So first base hit for Dixon Irwin. An infield single. And now Brody Smith comes to the plate.
Now batting center fielder number 5, Brody Smith.
And another pinch runner is going to come into the game. There's number 16. Tate Shellstad.
Running at first base number 16, Tate Shellstad.
Shellstad, the pinch runner. Brody Smith, the batter. Tying run back at the plate with 2 outs in this top of the 8th inning. Maybe some walleye. Pitch is down and in on the breaking ball from Cheetah. 1 ball, no strikes. Good day of baseball all around the state. Thanks for tuning in on PrepSpotlight.tv, and thanks to the Minnesota Baseball Association for their partnership. Runner at first, 2 down. Cheetah delivers fastball on the outside part of the plate, strike 1. One and 1 the count. Cheetah working into his 8th inning. Starting pitcher, leadoff hitter, slaps it. And that one takes a wicket hop past Meyer. And now there's runners at first and second. How big is that pickoff play looming at this moment in time? Base hit into left field. First hit for Brody Smith. Now Brady Schroeder, the starting pitcher, has got a chance to help the cause. He right now would be the losing pitcher at this moment. Cheetah is lobbying his manager to stay in the game. Runners at first and second. There is a gaggle of relievers ready to go. 1 a Red Devil, and then 1 a drafted player. We'll see what happens.
Now batting number 21, Brady Schroeder.
Schroeder at the plate. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. Cheetah delivers, and it's fouled off. Schroeder reached on a fielder's choice in the second, singled in the 5th, struck out in the 7th. One for 3 is Schroeder. 2 runners on. Biggest at-bat of the game right now for the Aces, and the fastball misses outside. Count 1-1. 2 guys look to be appear to be ready in the bullpen. Something tells me, my hunch tells me, this might be the last batter that Cheetah faces in this game. 1-1 pitch on the way, and it's hit left field, and it is going to be fair. Just inside the chalk, and a run is going to score. So Schroeder delivers a base hit, and it's an RBI base hit. 3-2 your score. Schroeder reaches out, pulls it to left field. Scoring on the play is the pinch runner to make it 3-2. And the pitching change is coming. And here comes one of the drafted players for Watertown. We'll get the name on this before we step aside for a second.
Now pitching number 1, Ryan Graham from Brody.
Ryan Graham. Ryan Graham's from Broughton. Ryan Graham's from Broughton coming in, and for a second here we'll just tally up Pat Cheetah as much as we can now, even though he has got the tying run at third base. Runners on the corner now. The tying run at third. The go-ahead run is at first base, and Roland is at the plate. Grant Roland. Roland reached on an error his last time up. Ryan Graham's from Broughton, and the first pitch is popped foul. 2 down. Graham's a hard-throwing right-hander trying to close out this inning. So Pat Cheetah goes 7 2/3 innings. We know he gave up 8 hits. We'll see how many runs that is. Is foul ball, strike 2. We know he's on the line for 2 runs. Grams can save Cheetah's effort as a winning pitcher as well. Runner goes, and now they try a play that's going to move the runner from first to second. So the runner breaks from first to second, and there is a belief that there was a balk. And if it is a balk, then the runner at third would advance. Neither of the umpires are claiming that there is a balk. And so runners at second and third. So give the Schroeder the stolen base as he takes off. Graham stepped off of the mound. They believe he made a move first before he stepped off. 0-2 pitch off the outside corner, and it's ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Grams gets the signal and kicks and delivers. It's outside, ball 2. Look to the same exact spot that he threw the 0-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. It's a 1-run game, and the going-ahead run is now at second base. Grant Roland playing right field. Grams delivers, and the pitch is at the knees and misses. Off the plate, and the count is full. Runners won't be going, as it's just runners at second and third, but the count is full with Zach Harding on deck if this inning continues on. Grams sets at the belt, delivers, swing and a miss, and Grams gets out of the inning. 2 more runners left on base. 9 total for the game. And they erupt out of the Red Devil bench, and we will go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's 3-2 now. And I apologize, caught up in the action and everything going on. We got to update the scoreboard. Fire me. Send me home. 3-2 is your score. Watertown leading at 3-2. We're going to step aside for one more break. We'll come back. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv.
Leading off the 8th inning for Watertown shortstop, number 7, Jackson Meyer.
Back at the ballpark here in Milroy, we are into the bottom of the 8th inning. Teddy Tower still pitching for the Red Wing Aces, and he delivers to number 7, which is Jackson Meyer, now the third baseman for the Red Devils of Watertown. Pitch is high, and 2 balls and no strikes. Nothing but single runs for both teams, and Red Wing has now scored in the 5th and in the 8th. 2-0 pitch on the way, and he misses outside, 3-0. Tower in the bright yellow cleats, needing to keep it just where it's at. And he throws the fastball for a strike to Jackson Meyer. Meyer has walked twice, swings and misses here to go full count. Struck out and walked twice, so he's 0 for 1. Started at shortstop, moved over to the third base side, and the 3-2 pitch misses low. And another base on ball. 8 bases on balls delivered by Red Wing pitchers in this game. And we get another trip to the mound. Back into the game is Jake Anderle. He did not hit the last time up. So the discussion is over at the mound, and a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch fouled away as the bunt attempt, and it's strike 1. Runner at first is Jackson Meyer. This is Jake Anderle. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. Anderle already squaring to bunt as he gets the first look from Tower, and the pitch is missed. 1-2. Throw down to first, not in time. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
All right, Teddy. All right.
2 balls and 2 strikes as the 1-2 pitch misses outside. Anderle looks in and bunts it foul, and that's an out. So call that a strikeout by fouling off the bunt on the 3rd strike. So they were going to move that runner over come hell or high water.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Pat Cheetah.
And Pat Cheetah is back in as hitting. He was relieved of his duties as the starting pitcher and leaves with the lead. Cheetah looks at strike 1. Cheetah popped up in his last appearance, and that was an appearance against Teddy Tower. Popped up to the second baseman. First pitch is strike. Second pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. Count goes to 1-1. The cool of the evening settling in Milroy. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch low, and we'll even things up at 2-2. It seems like every batter works to 2-2. Cheetah slashes it foul past the third base coach, and we'll do it all over again. Just finishing up the line on Cheetah as a pitcher, I've got 7 2/3, 8 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, a walk, and I believe we're looking at 3 strikeouts. So Cheetah at the plate. You've got Meyer at first base. We've got 1 out, and Tower delivers. Batter goes, runner goes, batter swings, foul ball. Got it mixed up there, but Meyer off and running on this, and the count remains at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Towers pitches inside, and the count goes full. Full count pitch with 1 out. We'll see if Meyer takes off. Tower delivers, and it's a base hit into right field, right over the head of the first baseman. And heading towards third is Meyer. So a base hit for Cheetah. Cheetah has 3 base hits on the game. So with a runner at first, a runner at third, the Red Devils trying to get that insurance run back. Their lead was decreased in the top half of this inning, and we'll see what happens. And that's sometimes what happens in baseball. If you take a look at the scoreboard on the line score, Red Wing finally pushed a run across in the 5th, and then Watertown scored on their end. So a double play is the only way they get out of the inning, and it's not going to happen. So that run does score as Brendan Donahue hits the ground ball to second, and will get the RBI on the fielder's choice. So scoring is Meyer. Meyer scoring for the first time today on the Donahue ground ball, and Donahue with his second RBI of the game. Cheetah was erased at second on the 4-6, but that makes it 4-2, and Watertown is back up by 2 with a little cushion as we go to the 9th inning, maybe more, because there's still just 2 outs in the inning. And it's a base hit by Hangartner, and it gets all the way to the wall, and because of that error, Donahue is going to score all the way from first base. So misplay in the outfield, skipped right between the fielders. See if they call it a hit and an error. They're just going to say a hit. I don't see an error being put on the board yet. So if that's the case, then Hangartner will end up getting an RBI, and we'll turn that into a double. Waiting to see what the scoreboard shows, but it ain't the case. Sorry for using bad English. And Hangartner gets the RBI. And that makes it 5-2. And now a 3-run cushion. 2 runs coming here in the bottom of the 8th. But it's always the ability to answer after a team scores, or I'd say the flip side of it, the ability to shut a team down after your team trying to come back in the game has scored a run. And in both cases, the Red Wing Aces have given up runs after they've scored in the top half of the inning. First pitch, a ball to Ben Tyson, the catcher. Tyson walked the last time up. He was walked by Tower. Pitch is just below the knees, and the count is 2-0. 5-2 is your score. The Watertown Red Devils now can feel like they're 3 outs away, 3 solid outs, and a chance to move on to week 2. 2-0 pitch is up high, and the count goes to 3-0. Pitch gets over for a strike, and I'm not sure Tower is ready for the ball being thrown back at him, but he fields it cleanly. We're crossing the 11 o'clock threshold here in Milroy. Same time zone as the Twin Cities, so. Runner at second, 3-1 pitch is slap foul, and again, as I say, we have been at 2-2 and 3-2, I think, exclusively with every batter in the last 5 innings of this game. I don't know if we've had too many first pitch swinging outs. So, with the count full and 2 outs, you've got Hangartner at second base. Timeout called. And we're back at it. Hangartner with the base hit, the RBI double. Tyson fouls it off again, fights it off, and stays alive. 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Two RBI for Donahue and RBI for Hangartner. RBI for Tyson. And the pitch is strike 3. Called strike 3 on Tyson. And that ends the 8th inning. We're going to go to the 9th. We're just going to keep it here. And again, we'll have a quick wrap-up if this game does come to a close in the 9th inning. Looks like we're going to stay with Graham's pitching as he, in his yellow Brownton jersey, comes crossing the baseline. And will grab the ball. Taking a look at the defensive set, Pat Cheetah is going to head back out to center field. So Cheetah, the starting pitcher, is in center field. Kelzer is still in left field. Aiton is still at first base. Might be a change at third base. Nope, that's still Meyer at third. Smith at shortstop. And the second baseman is Hangard. Tyson catching. And that is the way it lines up. So Grams took a couple warm-up tosses as Tyson, who struck out to end the inning, is still getting his catcher's gear on. We're wrapping things up here. And Grams is 3 outs away from pitching his new team that he was drafted by, the Red Devils of Watertown, on to the second round. And as we had spoke earlier, this winner of this game will get the chance to play Isanti next week in Springfield on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. So same time slot, but different ballpark. And Grams misses low, ball 1. So we flip the scorecard over to the top of the 9th inning. And it is Zach Harding, the number 9 hitter, who swings and misses, and the count is 1-1. It will be Harding, Matter, and Tegeson, the 3 scheduled hitters. 1-1 pitch is up high, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. Grams has a lively right arm. And the 2-1 pitch is in the dirt, ball 3. So you've pushed it to a 3-run lead, and now we're going to see if Red Wing can cheaply get on with a leadoff walk or something along those lines. 5-2 the score, and the 3-1 pitch is grounded up the middle. Smith fields it, takes about 4 steps before he delivers it, and the out is recorded. So Smith over to Eiton, and with 1 out, that'll bring up Mitch Matter. Matter has gone on tuck now with the jersey as he's coming up maybe his final at-bat of the season. At least in sanctioned play. And Grams, with some confidence, fires a fastball on the outer half of the plate. Grams out of the stretch, sets at the belt, and another fastball, strike 2. Grams falls 2 steps to the side when he falls off. The Jim Cott approach of going straight forward is not the case anymore. Everybody falling off one side or the other to the mound, off the mound. It's really tough to field your position when you're falling off like that, but that's the way pitchers are doing it these days, and the count is 1-2, and make that strike 3. As Matter goes down swinging for the second out of the inning, and we are 1 out away from the end of this one. Watertown, making its first trip in a decade plus, is an out away from getting a chance to move on against Isanti and play. Strike 1 to Tegerson. Grams out of Brownton has come in and delivers a short fly ball, and that's going to land. So it's not over with. Tegerson drops it in front of Cheetah, and that's a base hit. So base hit number 9, second base hit for Tegerson. Third time he's reached base. Kyle Blahnik trying to keep it alive. 2 outs, runner on. First pitch strike. Watertown has a strange line score as you take a look out. 5 runs on 7 hits. That was a foul ball, and Blahnik is now 0-2 in the count quickly. 7 hits producing 5 runs, but they've also committed 5 errors. All 5 errors committed by the shortstop tonight. Rarely do you see a team commit 5 errors and win a baseball game, but that might be the case right here. 0-2, Grams delivers, and it's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tegerson at first base. Grounded right back up off the pitcher's shoe, and the tying run is going to come to the plate. And how about this? Two singles, a bloop single and a shot off the foot of Ryan Grahams. And that leads to the grizzled veteran, a member of the 1993 state championship team for Red Wing, Corey Tower. His son has pitched the last 4 innings. Now he has a chance with one swing to honestly tie this game up. And Grahams delivers a pitch low, ball 1. So the tying run has reached the plate, both coming on board, the runner at second and first with 2 outs. Ball 1 to Tower. Second pitch is outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball and a strike, 2 runners on. At second base is Tegerson. At first base, Blahnik. Tower has 2 balls and a strike on him now as the slider misses inside to the left-handed hitting Tower. Still playing town ball, and he has a chance for a great moment right here. Fouling it straight back. Thought he was on it. And the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. That was played in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Ryan Grahams gets the save. The winning pitcher, Pat Cheetah. The losing pitcher, Brody Schroeder. Five runs, 7 hits, 5 errors for the winning team, the Watertown Red Devils. 3 runs on 10 hits and 1 error for the losing team, Red Wing. The Aces, their season, their state tournament is done. Watertown moves on. So, it's been a long day of baseball, more than 12 hours since the first pitch of that first game with Union Hill and Avon, and we are ready to call it a day. We appreciate everybody who's logged on, who's subscribed to either a single game or to the package. We do appreciate it here at ProSpotlight.tv, as does the Minnesota Baseball Association. For Greg Wolford, I'm Andy Price. We'll be back here for 3 more beginning at 11 a.m. tomorrow, the final 3 games of the first weekend of Class C baseball. We're going to take it away with this final close. 5-3 is the 5-2. I'm sorry, is your final score. 5-2. I had the line score wrong. 2 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. So 5-2 the final. Watertown wins it. That's good night from Milroy. We'll be back again tomorrow. Enjoy, and thanks for tuning in. The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you.